Two. Okay, so I am recording now. So thank you for joining us today. I'm Samantha Sargent. I've been doing doTERRA for since 2015. I got invited to a class. Someone just randomly said to me, "Hey, you want to come to a class we're doing this weekend?" I was like, "What kind of class?" And she's like, "It's a doTERRA essential oils class." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know what doTERRA is, but I know what essential oils are, and I will be there." I had been hit by a drunk driver in 2010, and I just got really sick after that. Just boom, boom, boom. I was using ibuprofen a lot. I was using all organic everything, and nothing was taking my headaches away. I had used essential oils prior. I've actually been using them for about 20 years, but there was about a 7-year gap there where I completely forgot about them because I had some frustrations with the education. I really like to work with people. So at that time, I wasn't able to ask people questions. I worked in the evenings and everybody else worked during the day. So when I was ready to learn, I couldn't. I was kind of rejected that way. And I was like, that's not cool. I want to learn. But we didn't have Pinterest and YouTube and Google. And even if we did, I don't like to learn that way. So I do provide education that way. Our whole team does. But we also like the interaction of a Zoom call, of an in-person event. We travel. We have teams. We can work with people all over the world. So we're never limited. Even before everyone discovered all the online stuff we can do, we've been doing that for forever. So this is a picture of my husband and our blended family. So we've got 5 kiddos combined. This is an old picture. It's just a really good one. We haven't had a family picture in a long time. I have a cartoon one actually that I had to make one year because we haven't been together all at the same time for a while. So the goal of this class is to empower you. That's actually the goal for everything that we do in doTERRA, is to help you use your own intuition, to listen to your body, and to use the products that are going to serve you and that make an impact in your life, not only emotionally, but physically and mentally as well. So I'll have done my job today. If you leave this class knowing 3 cool things about essential oils, the 3 ways to use oils, the doTERRA difference, and how to get essential oils into your home. So again, there's 3 cool things about essential oils. Number 1 is that they're natural and safe, 100%. So the first cool thing about essential oils is that they're safe. These are extracts from plants with amazing benefits. I have additional slides that will kind of go into some more depth here, but this slide here talks about the certified pure therapeutic grade, which is a part of our doTERRA difference, and that's kind of more towards the end. We'll touch on that. Definitely take some notes. There's going to be a Q&A portion, and I would love to have your questions. My goal is to answer all your questions before you ask them, so hopefully I will achieve that, but if not, we love questions. Our oils are pure and potent, so we teach you how to use them appropriately. An adult uses 2 or 3 drops per application. A child uses 1 or 2, and in some cases less than that. So again, we'll teach you how to use them, how to listen to your body. So yeah, pure, potent. So throughout the class, we're going to talk about an essential oil almost every slide. So essential oils, doTERRA oils, are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So the herb itself, they're beautiful. They're great to put in your tea, to put, on your food, but you can use these that way as well. But they're super duper strong. So we have classes for cooking with essential oils and things like that. If you by chance have some peppermint is a really great thing to grab right now, especially if you're ever in the sun. So last night we had a class outside and I was like, oh good, they're using peppermint. And they're like, no, it's wild orange. And I was like, oops, because my default is peppermint. So if you have a drop of peppermint, you can put it in your hands, and then you can take one of your fingers and put it right on your tongue or on the roof of your mouth. This is one trick that a lot of us use for head tension, neck tension, and peppermint helps to regulate your body temperature. So it's a great thing to use if you're hot in the sun like we were yesterday. It was actually perfect being in the sun yesterday. It wasn't hot at all, unless you're there for, getting beat on for a while. But I can tell you that my son, he's 5, he's never used ibuprofen or Tylenol, because we know how to regulate his temperature in other ways. So the first cool thing about essential oils is that they're natural and safe. So a little extra slide again, what is an essential oil? It's an aromatic compound found in the plants. It's a part of the seed, the stem, the leaf, the flower, the root, the fruit, lots of places like that. So this picture just shows you every plant has a smell for a reason, and that's what this is here. So when this is actually the peppermint plant, the little green thing here, and when you zoom in, it turns purple for some reason. I don't know why. But these tiny sacs right here on the plant, that's what offers the plant protection. It deters certain things from coming in and keeping it from going to full harvest. And then it also attracts the pollinating bugs. So there's no such thing as an unscented essential oil, and that's on purpose. So I can't see the chat again, but if you want to tell me, if you remember what's the number one, or what's the first cool thing about essential oils, you can say it, or I'll say it in a second, because I don't see anyone going off of mute. But if you want to jump in and...
That they're safe.
Safe, perfect. Thank you, Brian. They are natural, they're safe, so they're really empowering to use. The second cool thing about essential oils is that they are more effective than modern approaches to health problems. Essential oils permeate the cell membrane. So if there are any, I think that's my next slide here. So are there any healthcare professionals? So Brian, what do you do? Are you in the Air Force too? What do you do for a living?
I am. I work with Beverly. I'm a recruiter currently.
Right on. So I think everyone in the military is exposed to healthcare in general. You guys, well, the healthcare that you're usually provided. My husband's in the Army, so he always teases that like ibuprofen is for everything, right? It just ibuprofen everything. Well, luckily we have extra tools we can use for that. So the usually when there's a healthcare professional in the room, they're like, oh, this is like elementary level information. I'm like, exactly. This should be able to be learned by a fifth grader, maybe even repeated by a fifth grader. So that's how simple oils are to use, and it's okay. So this teaching is for everyone. So we've got a picture of the cell here. So cells are made of oil, actually, and viruses live on the inside of a cell and bacteria lives on the outside. So when we have a viral infection, like the flu or any of those things, we go to the doctor and the doctor says, get lots of rest and drink lots of fluids, take it easy. Okay. If you get a bacterial infection, usually they can give you a prescription and that will take care of that. But what we really want to stop is that duplication inside the cell. So essential oils work inside and outside of the cell, so we can support our bodies. We can help these cells to stop duplicating and making us more and more sick. So we can support our bodies. When you give your body what it needs, it knows what to do. And because this is that membrane that's made of oils, the essential oils can go inside of that cell. Most prescriptions, there are a few exceptions, but most prescriptions are made of water, so they can't permeate the cell, which means they can only take care of what's on the outside of the cell, which is why they don't prescribe medication for other things. So yeah, these being more effective for our health, On Guard is one of the go-tos. So as you can see here, it promotes a healthy immune function, it soothes sore throats, it's cleansing for the home and for your hands. So actually the On Guard, doTERRA is really smart. What people use on a regular basis, they just make it for us. So that's great for me because I'm not a DIY person. I don't want to make my own shampoo. I don't want to make my own laundry soap and lotions. Some people do, and they can certainly do that with the oils. And since doTERRA is very scientific, we work with doctors and scientists. Everything that we do is put through, every single essential oil is put through 32 different tests. 11 of those, the most important 11, are put through tests through a third party. So if those numbers don't come back the way that they need to, then they're not a doTERRA oil. So we'll get a little bit more into that as also in the doTERRA difference. But for now, we're focusing on the 3 cool things. So the On Guard, like I said, it's in all of our cleaning stuff. So it's our toothpaste, our laundry soap, our shampoo, anything you can think of that cleans. We have a cleaner concentrate. We have mouth drops, we call them. Mouth, other people use another word. We use drops, cough drops, but we just call them drops or something else. Now my brain's not working for that. But anyways, that's why this one is so powerful. It's a blend. So a lot of oils are individual ones, and those are the ones that are kind of, it's just like oregano or peppermint or lemon. Well, On Guard is a proprietary blend of doTERRA. So it has, it's been reverse engineered to make sure that it has the body response that we're looking for. So we don't just take ingredients that should be good for this and this and this and put them together. We actually test these 2 together, these 2, then these 3, then these, you know, all the different ones until we have just the right concoction there. So yeah, that, if you're a healthcare professional, you might be like, oh, I could explain that in way more scientific terms. But I think you'd lose a lot of people. So we just keep it real simple. So this is just another similar thing there with the cell. And then doTERRA has a standard called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And that's where this amount of the oils in the world are pure this way. So majority of them that you'll find at the dollar store, at the hardware store, essential oils are very popular, but not all oils are created equally. So these synthetic oils, they're simply a smell, which can invoke positive things or negative things for the olfactory system, for your brain, for your emotions. They are not to be used topically and certainly not internally because they are synthetic and can be harmful. They're chemicals, things like that. Food grade, you'll find are quite large and usually use a teaspoon or a tablespoon for frosting or anything that you're making, bread and different foods. And that's where doTERRA is quite different. Again, they're 60 to 80 times more potent than the herb itself. So rather than using a teaspoon or a tablespoon when you're cooking and baking, you're using a drop or 2 drops, or you dip a toothpick inside of it, and that's all that you need. You don't even use a full drop. So this bottle here, this is the peppermint that I pulled out earlier. This is 15 milliliter bottle. So it looks super tiny, right? But this has 250 drops per bottle. And again, an adult uses 2 or 3 drops per application. So if you're using it every day, once a day, maybe you're doing 1 drop a day to freshen your breath or to help support a stressful day. That's a 250-day supply. So the average cost of a bottle this size is $25. Some are much cheaper and some are more pricey. It depends on a couple of factors, which I will show you in just a minute. So now we're going to recap what's the second cool thing. I'm just going to make Brian answer it then. So what's the second cool thing about, or did we already make it to the third one? Did I skip ahead? Nope. What's the second cool thing about essential oils? So first, they were safe. And what's the second one? Wait for the mute to come off. There you go.
I missed the second one, but I remember the third one.
Right? I think I just went to it.
Did you? Oh,
there,
okay.
how about that, Brian?
More effective than the modern approach?
Perfect. So when you get sick, Brian, do you go to the doctor often?
Not really.
So if you do get sick, if you have to go to the doctor, that's definitely stereotypically men don't go. They'll be on their deathbed and still not go to the doctor, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty normal, but you know, sometimes there's that person in your life that's like, come on, let's go. So if you're like, fine, I'll go. You know, you usually have to call if you're going to make an appointment, but otherwise you go to the doctor and then you wait in the waiting room and then you get to meet with the doctor, you pay your copay, you do all those things. So the effectiveness of your time with that is much better spent, you know, oh, I've got this, I can do this. Oh, let me call Beverly. I have these oils. I'm not quite sure what to do. and then you call her and she'll help walk you through that. And actually, a lot of doctors work with doTERRA products as well. So if you tell them I work with doTERRA, then they're like, oh, great. Then you pretty much know what to do. And then they kind of walk you through that. So that's kind of neat. And we'll get more into that too in just a second here. So yeah, why don't you start us off, Brian? What's the third cool thing about essential oils?
More affordable than the traditional medicine care.
Exactly. So that peppermint, I could do the math. It's pennies per dose. So the effectiveness of not having to call to make an appointment, to go in. My friend Samantha, another Samantha, she works at the ER, and she said every day there's people that come in for constipation. And she's like, they don't even know what Metamucil is. They don't know how to help themselves in those basic ways. So she said a lot of times she has to tell people, you know, this is not an emergency room type of thing. Go to the store and take care of these things. So we can free up doctors' time to do things and to take care of people that are super duper sick, because essential oils work together with what we're already doing. So if you're on medication, stay on your medication, work with your doctor, and let them know if your desire is to come off of those. But yeah, back to the cost of that. If you've got a copay, if you've got, you know, the time that you spent there and exposing yourself to all the other sick people, all the gas money that you spent there, prescription costs, just by having these ready to go, you can be a first line of defense to keep yourself from going to the emergency room or having to schedule a doctor's appointment where you're going to pay a little more because you have to like go in now. So yeah, the number 3 cool thing about essential oils, they're more affordable, they save you there, and they help our doctors serve people that, you know, have a broken leg. When you have a broken leg, you go to the doctor. You can't just put oil on and be like, oh, it'll be fine. No, there's, you know, we work together. And then this side is helping talk about the lavender a little bit more. So most people know lavender is calming for the mind. It's great for the skin. Lemon, lavender, and peppermint are a blend for seasonal threats, which I actually use. That has kept me out of the ER. I'm allergic to pork. So if I ever eat something that has it in there, or someone has it on their hands and they touch me, I've been to the ER twice because of that. And actually, yesterday we were at a friend's house that hosted a class, and it is actually her launch class. And I knew that she was making a lot of pork, like a lot of bacon, and it smelled so good. I love it so much. But I did start feeling itchy. And so she grabbed her rollerball for me. I put it on my hand, I put it on my foot, and never thought about it again. I just had to be careful not to get too close to it. But just by it being in the air, it was bothering me. Plus, we have the fires going on right now. So this is something that I can support my body with. We'll talk about the diffuser in a minute. That's going on right there. So that's definitely something I have going for that as well. So the 3 cool things about essential oils. One more time, can you do a recap for us on that, Brian? Because I think you pay attention really, really good. And I like that you keep going off mute. So can you name all 3 of the cool things about oils?
That they're safe. It's cheaper than going to a medical care. And then the second one always eludes me.
Right? Here, I'll do the slide again.
Oh yeah, more effective than the modern approach to medical.
So safe, fast, effective, affordable. There's lots of adjectives that we could use for that. So this one is the most important to me. This is why I became a part of what doTERRA does. I bought all the oils because I needed them so desperately to get rid of that headache after being hit by the drunk driver, and then just covering it up with all those other things and trying to figure out what I was doing that I could stop doing to help my headaches. But the doTERRA difference is so impactful, not only for me with the oils and the trust that I have in them with the certified pure therapeutic grade, but how we source our oils and what we help along the way. I'm going to go over really quickly. And actually, I have a class on the Healing Hands Foundation and a class on the co-impact sourcing. Those are each 20-minute classes. So I'm going to go through those pretty quickly, but if it's important to you as well to know why what you're purchasing is making an impact and what that impact is, then you'll definitely want to know more about that. We search the earth for where plants exist in their natural habitat, and that's where we grow the oil, we harvest the plant, and then we make it into an oil there on site. So these are all the countries that we're open in. This morning in our team call for all the doTERRA leaders, we talked about the different quality standards that the United States has, that the European standard is higher, and a lot of people say, hey, we're at European standard. Well, we're at everyone's standard. So not only are we at everyone's standard is here, that's the certified pure therapeutic grade standard is up here. So nobody's standards in the entire world were good enough for doTERRA. So that's the certified pure therapeutic grade. And these are all the countries that are open, that the country has allowed it in, and that we can actually support the country with the products. So again, we search the earth for where plants exist in their natural habitat. They're at the perfect soil content, altitude, humidity. They are right away, and this isn't, it's so funny because a lot of oil companies, a lot of people will interview doTERRA, how do you guys do that? And it's like, it's not a secret. It's literally all over the internet. We have on the bottom of every bottle, there is a number, a batch number. Again, they go through 32 different tests. So you go to source2u.com, you put that batch number in, and it tells you exactly when the plant was, or where it came from, when it was tested. And we don't test the barrel, you know, a 60-gallon drum is how the oils get to us, but every single liter in that barrel is tested so that there's no doubt that the consistency is there. When you look at a single oil, this is the basil, super strong smelling. Basil, so each bottle, it tells you this is 60 milligrams. Every single drop in this oil is 60 milligrams of an essential oil. So you can have the confidence that this bottle and a bottle made 5 years from now is going to have the same potency. Your body doesn't build a resistance to essential oils. They will ask for different things. So again, you might use something, like there's certain things I use all the time and they always work years later, but sometimes you'll find your body's in a different stressor or in a different environment. And you're like, hey, this one normally does the trick, but it didn't do it today. Then listen to that and think, okay, again, I got to call Beverly. What would Beverly say? How can I, you know, change it up a little bit? And then just sometimes by having someone ask you other questions. Again, we're not doctors, but we do work with a lot of people. We've experienced the oils and we've got a great team. We've got a great community that can come into this and we can ask questions to thousands of people all at one time and we get the answer very quickly. We have corporate, we have access to amazing people. So that's one piece. And then a lot of these places that we find around the world, they're developing countries. So they have these amazing plants like just growing wild and they don't even know what it is. And so we come in and we teach them, this is what you have. These farmers are already there. We could easily go in, purchase the land, hire our own staff and pay people to be that, to harvest all of these amazing plants that they have. But instead we educate the community. So I always say we're basically eradicating poverty around the world by buying a simple bottle of essential oils, because these places, they don't have, sometimes they don't have a great water source. So obviously to have better harvesting and better quality of plants, we provide not only water for the plants, but for the whole community. So they've got better drinking water. They have things that they hadn't had before. And so we form them into cooperatives. We teach them and we train them how to do what they can do in their own country already. And then we work to improve the growing practices to achieve optimal oil yield, sustainability, make sure we're not just wiping out a whole crop and then replanting. We only harvest what's necessary so that the plant can continue to thrive and we can get the oils from it that we need so that the plant lives its maximum life. So this produces consistently higher quality oils. So again, it's not a secret. We tell people exactly what we do, but other companies aren't willing to put in the time, the effort, and the energy and the right practices to duplicate what we do. So what we're doing and what we're a part of is just phenomenal. So the growers receive fair and predictable prices for a long-term buyer. Now, 98% of the farmers that we work with are exclusive to doTERRA. So nobody else can get the products that we have because the farmers won't work with anybody else. Of course, we have like an official contract, but they don't want to work with anyone else because third-party people used to come in and undercut the price. So we put a stop to that. So that's a beautiful thing. And then again, these are economically challenged places, so we can come in. So the Healing Hands Foundation is a nonprofit that doTERRA actually uses 100% of that money to provide the construction, school, clinics. So we even come in with hospital clinics and hospitals in some cases. And not only have we built elementary schools, junior high, and high school, in some places we've also been able to do trade work. So continuing education after high school so that they can have another career under their belt as a chef, as a seamstress, different things like that. So it's really growing the community in hugely powerful ways. And then the last part here of the class, we're going to talk about the 3 ways to use doTERRA oils. And Beverly, Monica, if you guys want to go unmute and give an example of how to use these in each of those ways, then we can do that together too. So the 3 main ways are aromatically, topically, and internally. Beverly, do you want to go ahead and share with us the aromatic ways and then maybe share a testimonial of an aromatic benefit that you've experienced?
Yeah, sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
So you can add a couple of drops in your diffuser if you have one. You can add a drop in your hand and cup your hands and like smell it. That's a practice I want to get used to because I don't do that a lot. But when we did it yesterday, I was like, wow, I'm not taking advantage of this this way of smelling it aromatically. I like a diffuser. There's like the jewelry out there. I don't have one of those. I'm really tempted to get one. But I find like eucalyptus. I actually did this in the shower last night. I would put a drop in my cupped hand of a eucalyptus, and it does open my airways. I mean, it does create that like I'm in a spa feeling. It relaxes me mentally. I can definitely feel that. Kind of like de-stress. A nice way to like start winding down. But that's my thing. That eucalyptus, cupped hands in the shower. Very nice.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because a lot of us wait to spoil ourselves until we go on vacation or until a special occasion is there. Why can't we do that every day? We should be. And Monica's going to talk about the next way, but just so you know, Beverly, Monica sells the diffuser jewelry. So next time you guys know you're going to be in the same place, maybe you could just tell Monica to bring her box and you can buy some aromatic jewelry from her.
Sounds good. Cool.
This is a big one, Monica. There's a lot of notes here. You don't have to use them, but go ahead and take the topical piece.
Okay, so we can actually use our essential oils directly upon our skin. And of course, for those that are younger or older or have sensitive skin, we recommend that you use a carrier oil such as fractionated coconut oil, which we really love because it doesn't have a scent and doesn't leave an oily base. Or if you don't have any of that, you can always use like an extra virgin olive oil that you have in your kitchen as long as it's 100% pure oil. And so you just add a few drops to that and apply it to where you are actually feeling the need for the oil. So like if you have a muscle ache, you can apply it directly to where the muscle's hurting. If your knee's hurting, you just do that. If you have a rash or a cut, you can apply it around that area or on the area, depending. You don't want to ever apply it on an open cut, just FYI, but you can do it around the cut so it nourishes the skin and helps the cells in that area. When you apply topically, it's amazing because it's right on your skin. It's right in that area. It's going to hit that bloodstream in that area within 20 seconds. And so within about 2 hours, you're going to be getting those benefits everywhere around your body because it's going to be circulating and you're going to be getting those benefits just traveling throughout all of that. I did talk a little bit about diluting oils because we do have some oils that we say the word hot, but I like to use the word sensitive, just because they have different chemical compositions. If you use them a lot or use them pure, then they can cause a little bit of an irritation on your skin. So we want to make sure that does not happen. And we do like to guide you guys in that. There is, we like to teach you guys how to dilute those oils so that we're there teaching you how to do that so you can start making your own mixes or using it on your own. There is also photosensitive oils, which is the majority of our citruses. So we recommend that you do not apply those and go out in the sun because you can create a sensitivity that way. And the oils themselves, I like that you put that it's not oily on the skin because the oils themselves are not oily. So if you use just the pure oil neat, we call it neat when it just comes straight out of the bottle, then it does not create an oily residue on your skin. So it's actually the oil, the carrier oil you're adding it to that you have to be aware of if you are going to be applying it to your skin. But there is like so many ways to do this, and a lot of people like to use charts. Some people don't really believe in them, but I like pressure points, and I like to do the different. What is the name of that chart? I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Acupressure, reflexology.
Reflexology. Thank you. That's what I was. My mind. I've been going all day long, but a lot of people believe in that, and I do too. And I like to apply it in certain areas to benefit different parts of my body. So I'm not sure exactly. I think you were just showing different areas you could apply it to on that on the side of the slide. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's perfect. I was going to say when we do, so once someone gets some oils headed to their home, we want to make sure that they get a chart just like this. So our live guide has this chart. So that'll be, we mostly talk to stay compliant. We don't talk about ailments. We can share our story for things that have been going on with our bodies, and we can share what we used to support our body. But mostly when we talk about the body systems, that's a really easy way to talk about the oils, because you can say this oil. So for in the body systems, you know, for the heart issue, you know, your heart, you're just kind of talking about the body. And with doTERRA, you can't do it wrong. So exactly, reflexology, like putting him on those points is awesome. If you're like me, you're a little less patient and you don't want to look it up. And I'm just like, you can't do it wrong. So if you put some behind your ears and some on your wrist, some in your belly button or on the bottoms of your feet or on your spine, you can't do it wrong. No matter what you do, you're going to benefit your body. But if you're like other people that like to get very specific and we just say nerd out on something, then you can definitely do that too. So yeah, you can't do it wrong. That was really good. And I know Monica has tons of topical application testimonials, but actually, Monica, why don't you share, I'll talk about the internal usage, and I know you guys make a little punch you call every day that you could share with us in just a second. So yeah, the third main way you use essential oils is internally. We've talked about this a little bit already with cooking, baking, so in beverages, which is a great way if someone's like, I drink too much soda and they need to stop drinking soda, then the oils is a great way to get that going, because you still get that taste that you really enjoy. So you can do that. Again, baking, cooking. We have little gel caps that you can drop them into, and that way it goes into your stomach and supports your organs first. When you put it on your skin or under your tongue, it goes right into your bloodstream. So there's, you know, different ways to go there. And doTERRA is so smart. Again, not only with the cleaning supplies, the DIY stuff, but things that people use internally often, doTERRA just makes them into a vitamin. So it's very easy for us to use. We don't have to taste it because, again, there's no such thing as an unscented essential oil. And also, some of them smell really bad. They do not taste good when they smell really bad either. So you do learn to appreciate what the oils do for you. You may not like the smell, or you may try to like mask it with other things, but you certainly will appreciate what they do for you. So yeah, you guys make a punch, Monica, right? Every day you drink this? She's going off mute. It's okay. You'll find it. Did it
Not
get
find my phone. Yeah, we do. Matt actually came out with it, and the majority of the oils he takes are either mood boosting or anti-inflammatory because he has a lot of issues with inflammation in his body. And I have the list here if you guys are interested. We put 1 drop each in a 24-ounce bottle of water of turmeric, yarrow palm, ylang ylang, pink pepper, and we alternate between the wild orange and the tangerine because it does give it a slightly different flavor. We use lemon, slim and sassy, peppermint, on guard, grapefruit, and frankincense. And then if we're feeling a little bit more discomfort in our body and it's slightly painful, we'll add some copaiba to that too.
Nice. And that's probably like, we'll get to this in a second, but I'm a fire hoser, so I love all the information. But if Brian's listening, he's like, what the heck is all that? Like, what's copaiba? What's this? Yeah, people don't know, but that's okay. That's why we're here. I was going to say something else, but now I forgot. But yeah, that's, oh yeah. So Monica, do you use honey in that? So we do remind people that when you put it in a beverage, that be a glass, a ceramic, or a metal cup or container, not plastic, because essential oils do deteriorate synthetic things, which plastic is synthetic. But emulsifiers will keep it also from resting on the top. So do you just shake it every time before you drink so it's among the water? Or you can use emulsifiers like milk, honey, salt, which would be weird in your drink, but not totally unheard of.
Great. Matt doesn't add anything. He just shakes it before he drinks it.
Yeah.
And he says he kind of likes it like that because then a little bit of the oil does stay in the container and he can drink it throughout the day with each refill he does, because he tries to drink 1 gallon a day in the same water bottle. I tried to add like a little bit. I use Truvia, so I added just 1 little packet of that in the 24 ounces of the water, and it does help sweeten it a little bit if you're not used to the flavors of those oils, because some of those are pretty potent oils, but they taste pretty good together. I was really amazed at how good they taste blended like that. So
I've had a lot of people try it, and when you guys are around and they're like, wow, that's really good. And when you shake it all the time like that, Monica, it just makes me think of like a fidget spinner, because I like to shake things and I like to do this sort of thing. So when you have to shake your water bottle every time you drink it, it's kind of like a nice, people will probably be like, what are you doing? And you're like, I got to shake up my oils. And then that just gives you another opportunity to talk about the oils, because we could do that all day long, right? So when you work with me, each one of us have our own gifts. doTERRA is really big on strengths finders and helping us live in our genuine place. So when you work with me, and then you can ask everybody else what you'll get with them, but that's why our community is so amazing. So specifically for me, I love to do things in a way that honors my desire to help others move forward. I love supporting others with systems that they can use to accomplish their recipe for success. So I help people create their recipe. You know, we're not reinventing the wheel. So we have all these systems that are available. And what do you think will work good for you? This, okay, let's do it. And then the accountability piece, those are things that I'm just very naturally drawn to. And I love doing this way. I have been accused of being a fire hoser. And you know why? Because I like to be fire hosed. I'm like, give it all to me. Tell me every single piece of information, and I'm writing notes, and I'll ask a billion questions, and then next time we're together, I'll ask some more questions. That's what I love. So again, I'm living in my genius. If I'm overwhelming to you, I will not be offended. I want you to ask more questions. I want you to not be afraid to say, I know we covered this, but can we go over it again? Absolutely. I have said the same thing 1,000 times, so it just comes out, and I love repetition. So if we repeat ourselves, that's totally fine. Because our biggest fear is that you won't ask questions, that you'll invest in these amazing gifts of the earth and you won't open them, or you won't use them on a daily basis. So, you know, other people teach these classes and they teach quite differently, and that's okay. But when you work with different people, that's what you'll get. But in general, from all of us, you're going to get welcome information. You're going to get personal consultation, so that you're just not given a product and then be like, good luck, figure it out on your own. You know, we do give you digital help. So we have Facebook groups, the access to the VIP groups. We have community giveaways. So even customers can get free stuff. And then the ongoing support, we do continuing education. We do these classes every week. And then literally, like I said, I have a 30-minute class on CPTG. I have a 30-minute class on compact sourcing. So we can really dive deep into those because that's what I love. But look at all these other topics that we have, and it's never ending. So if you're like, I would love to have all my family and friends over to talk about just this, there's always a class for that. So making over your gym bag, you know, just thinking about anything that you do, you're thinking, oh, what oil can I use for that? Or I wonder if there's an oil for this. The answer is yes, there is an oil for that. And you can have a first line of defense that is safe, fast, effective, all those adjectives we've been talking about today. So Brian, if you haven't already done this, we do this all the time. It's in our brain now. It's kind of a daily process, but your top 3 health concerns. So if you are able to go off of mute again, if you've already been thinking about that and you want to share with us what your top 3 health concerns are, we would love to hear those, and maybe you even know the answer to those already. But yeah, I love to, you know, some people don't want to talk about those things in class, but explosive diarrhea, menstrual cramps, we talk about it all, Brian, and none of it offends us. So that's what we're here for. So yeah, do you have some health goals that you want to share with us?
I don't think I have, like, I mean, I guess I just don't know enough. I know when there's something wrong, that's when I search for, oh, if it's my stomach, I look for Tums. If it's, you know, or what's that pink stuff called? Pepto-Bismol, you know, like, you know, when I that's really what it come down to. Like, I didn't know a whole lot about essential oils or anything like that. So yeah.
Yeah. And Brian, this is so empowering because I'm glad that you're on the class because you're willing to learn. And if you're thinking about other people in your life that have ailments like this, how impactful you can be. Women are natural sharers. We're always telling people what to use. It's funny though, when a man tells their mom, hey mom, I know you use a lot of Tums. Beverly, if you had an upset stomach or some indigestion, what would you reach for?
Digestion.
That's like the go-to. Yeah. It's a blend, and it can be used for here on your chest instead of the one that you mentioned, or in your belly button, or just like in a counterclockwise motion on your stomach. So those products that you get, Brian, those expire pretty, like within 9 months or so, right?
Yeah.
So if you get an upset stomach and then a year later you get an upset stomach and you look in the fridge and you're like, this is expired. You have to throw it out, go to the store and buy another one.
Yeah.
Well, the tabs, we have ours in an oil in a tab. Essential oils, in my opinion, never expire. If they smell rancid, then they're no good. That means I probably left it in the sun or exposed to extreme temperatures. So you want to keep it like in a box of some kind, but it's super nice to know that one oil really could last forever. I would use it before it expired anyways. So, so yeah, keep that in mind, Brian. Anytime something's like bothering you, be like, hey, Beverly, I stubbed my toe today. What would you do for that?
Lavender.
Yep. Or hey, I'm going on a really intense hike and I really feel like I should prepare myself a little more. What would you use, Beverly?
As maybe some breathe, like to rub it on the chest to open up the airways. If you're gonna be outdoors, like maybe citronella, that's a good bug.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bug repellent, citronella. We have a blend called Terra Shield. And then actually the Center for Disease Control, their #1 recommendation for bug repellent is a 50-50 blend of eucalyptus and lemongrass. So that's my go-to. Bugs love me. I will go out for 10 minutes and get 20 mosquito bites on my arms and nobody else has a single bite. But actually, since I've been using doTERRA, I think each season I get like 5 bug bites. when it used to be every day I went out, there was 20. So super thankful for those ones. And then when you want to feel really awesome and you use those products as your lifelong vitality. So these are our multivitamins, the lifelong vitality, alpha CRS. So this is cellular vitality, omega complex, and the food nutrient. So when you have a chronic issue or an autoimmune issue, you want that internal usage and you want it to be very regular. So better sleep quality, better energy, just being able to support your body is so powerful. And Monica said this last night. Sometimes, like, we've been using the vitamins for years, and then sometimes it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're like, man, I'm really tired today. What's going on? Oh, I forgot to take my vitamin. Duh. And you go take your vitamins. Because we're not used to, like, a lot of people say, how do you have so much energy? How do you get so much done in a day? I use lifelong vitality. It hits every marker for what my body needs in a day. Nothing falls short, and nothing is a mega vitamin. So I'm not just urinating out the excess product that they put in there to justify the cost. So yeah, this is a game changer. This is something we recommend for every single person to use all the time. And so how do you get oils into your home? How do you just have that first line of defense ready to go all the time? So there's 3 main ways. So we do everything in 3s, obviously, right? So you can purchase your oils in retail. That's definitely the most expensive way to purchase your oils. It's not what we recommend. You would be expected to pay retail in a professional setting, which we are professionals. We just don't have a retail space. So we don't sell them that way. So the main thing we do is help people have their own wholesale membership. So the wholesale membership is like, it's definitely the best way to go. It's like a Costco membership. So you get everything at 25% below retail cost, and you order what you want, when you want. It comes to your own home, or if you're traveling, you can send it to where you're going to be, or you can share your membership with other family members if they would like to try some products too, and you'll get some goodies for that. On this slide is frankincense. So frankincense is the king of oils. This is the father of oils. It can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. Promotes calm feelings. It's anti-aging, helps cells perform optimally. And every year since doTERRA has been in existence, when you have a certain order size in December, you get a free frankincense. So I know every year in December, I'm going to get at least 1 free frankincense, and it lasts me a nice amount of time, or it's something I can use as a gift. And anyways, the 3rd best way to use the oils is you get the wholesale below. You pay below wholesale prices. So you're getting 25% off of all your orders, plus you're earning free products. If you budget and grow your stock, grow your knowledge, and use the oils on a regular basis, when you order certain amounts each month, you get free product, you get points so that you can get whatever you want for free. So we're not even telling you what to get for free. You save up your points and you get whatever you want. They work just like cash. So when someone has their membership, then we, about a week after you order your first amount of oils, then we sit down with you and show you the perks of the membership. And so here are some of the ways to start. So with the membership, you can pay $35 and then order a la carte, you know, random things that you think might be beneficial or that you've already used in the past and you know how to do it. But definitely the better way is to get a kit. So again, doTERRA is really smart. They make kits that have everything that anyone would need. So this is a kit that I usually recommend for someone that's ready to like take everything that's chemical in their home and just toss it out. They want to use some of the personal care products, some of the vitamins, and the diffuser in this kit is definitely my favorite diffuser, and everyone needs a diffuser. I didn't know the power of them until I started using them at bedtime, and now I never go without having my diffuser on at night. So this is a really large kit that has a little bit of everything, lots of oils, and a really cute box. Not that Brian wants a cute box, but we like the cute boxes. The boxes are helpful. So that's the Natural Solutions Kit. The Healthy Essentials Kit is really great because these are all the full-size bottles. So these are the 15 milliliter bottles. The deep blue only comes in 5 milliliters, so that is a little bit smaller, but the rest of them are all the large ones, and it comes with a diffuser too. So this is a great way to really have an oil for everything. And that's what the kits do. That way also, as a wellness advocate, so Beverly's going to know exactly what you have when you get one of these kits. So when you call her and say, hey, I'm feeling this, this, or this. Well, are you using this? Did you open this? No, not yet. What are you waiting for? Just open it, smell it, put it on. That's how easy it gets to be. So this one's really popular one too. This one I always recommend for people that are ready to either do a reset for themselves, to do a cleanse, or just to experience the vitamins. And actually, a Lifelong Vitality has a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you use these vitamins for 30 days and you don't have more energy and better sleep quality, they'll refund your money. So yeah, this is a really good one for those that want to, or maybe you take vitamins already and you're like, these are not working, I need to replenish those. So this one's really good. A lot for athletes too. A lot of athletes use this because of the Deep Blue Rub. That has like an icy hot feel, and it has a deep penetration for that heat to relax muscles and to support tendons and joints and all that good stuff. And then definitely the most popular kit. The difference between this one and this one, they look very similar, but the difference is these are the full-size bottles and these are the 5 milliliter bottles. So these each have 85 drops of the oil in there. So a nice sampling so you can kind of have everything that you need. And then again, build your stock, build your knowledge. And then this has a different diffuser. So each of the 3 kits, actually each of the 4 kits that I showed you, they all have 4 different diffusers in them. They're all fantastic. This one is the one I have going there. It turns 8 different colors, which I'm sure Brian could care less about the colors, but maybe you like the colors. It has 2-hour, 5-hour, or 10-hour. So you can choose it to go really, really blasting strong, medium, or intermittently. And then each month, doTERRA has a 10% off item. Sometimes it's more. So this month, we actually, instead of 10% off, we're getting 15% off. These are very supportive of back to school, good focus for not only the kids, but for the parents. So if you know anyone that's super stressed out, these are great gifts to lather them up, get through the school day, get through the morning, get through the evening a little bit better. So that's something we'll talk about more in the future too. Beverly always carries this around with her so that she can have them for herself and also to sample people. So this is a nice zipper pouch. I've got my fancy one right here today. This one's like a hardcover one. But if someone's like, I really want one of those, you can buy them. They're only $6. But we like to help people earn them. So by hosting a class or by bringing people to this Monday class every week, you can start. If you host a class, then we'll give you the empty zipper pouch. And then for every person that you bring, we will fill up one of those vials with a sample oil so that you can have that with you all the time too, so that you can, have them at work, on your keychain, in your gym bag, so that you can keep your main bottles at home. We have purses, so mine's much bigger than that little zipper pouch, but this is a really great way to help support what we're all doing by helping people learn more about the oils. So that's my contact information, but you guys don't need that because you know who to contact. All your wellness advocates are here. I'm gonna jump one more time. Yep, so we're almost to the last slide here, but there are 3 types of people that come to this class. So after our Q&A, we're gonna jump into the business portion so that we can show you what it means to do the business. But 85% of the people we work with are customers. We love to support our customers. So some people are like, I don't want to do the business. I don't want to host a class. Like, I just want to use them. Leave me alone in every other aspect. Can do. Like I said, 85% of the people we work with, they're customers. And that's where they want to live, and that's totally fine. A lot of them have other businesses, so they don't want to dilute their business. But oils go with everything. So we work with chiropractors, massage therapists. Anyways, most people want to live the lifestyle. So we're definitely supportive of that. If someone does want to help host classes or share, or they are a massage therapist, chiropractor, or work with children, or work with elderly, the essential oils support almost anything, almost any, well, with recruiting, right, Beverly? So if you have the balance in there or something uplifting, when one of your clients come in, they probably are more at ease, at peace, and can make an open-minded decision, not thinking about what's my mom going to say, what's my dad, what's my grandpa. they can think for themselves, right? Because I know you have them in there. You're on mute still, but I know
Yeah, yeah. I actually diffuse a peppermint and like an orange in the office, and everybody loves it. But I know it motivates me and gets me going, so it probably makes other people happy too. Because I always get comments about it.
right. They're like, oh, it smells so great. And that's all you did was put a couple drops in the diffuser. It's awesome. And then if you're like us, you want to build, you want to earn an income, impact the community that you're a part of, impact others, help support them. So we'll do our Q&A, and then if you want to stay on for that last portion, then that's usually just about another 10 minutes to kind of give you like what that looks like and how simple it can be added in. So any questions that anybody has, we'll start with Brian. If you had, that was a lot of information. So you can tell me too, that's way too fire hosed. I try to respect that 45-minute time. We started about 6 minutes late. So officially, yeah, I went over the 45-minute mark. So afterwards, Monica and Beverly, if you guys have some other things that you think I should shave out of it or offer in a separate class, but go ahead, Brian.
I don't have anything. I liked the presentation. It was nice.
Very cool. Thank you. Yeah, we always are tweaking things to make them serve everybody, us, the people in the class. Do you have time to stick on and hear a little bit more about how we do this as a business, how we share and how we impact lives?
Do I have more time?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I'm just cooking dinner and whatnot.
Cool. So yeah, we'll just keep going unless Monica, Beverly, did you guys have any extra questions? I see Gracie in the background. Maybe she had a question.
I don't have anything.
No, I think you did good covering everything too.
Cool.
That was. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change the background. I think the red is too bold, but I didn't want to mess with colors today. So good. We'll jump right to that. So the joy of sharing oils. So actually, it's funny that this is like an auto slide, Monica, because the name of our Facebook group is Sharing Oils Joyfully. So this is just another rearrangement of those words. So the joy of sharing oils, which actually I can say, Brian, like I said, when a man tells somebody how to use oils, they listen so easily, because usually women, they're like, oh yeah, you and your stuff, you're always talking about something. So, things are stereotypical for a reason, because just like men, you have to like make them go to the doctor, to the hospital.
Right.
Women do really well in the business. I would say 90% of the people that build doTERRA are women, but it's like that 10%, I just made up a number. So say that 10% of the business builders are men. Those men do really, really well. Because men get the emotion out of it. A lot of times women will have a preconceived notion about what someone might answer, or they're afraid to talk to someone, but men just go right in there. They teach the stuff, and they don't care what their answer is. Like, we try to not stay emotionally connected to the answer that somebody has. So this is what we're offering. This is what we can do. No, okay, we move on. But yes, then here's the path. Again, that recipe. That's my favorite word this month, is the recipe. So creating that recipe for each person is really where I like to thrive. So men, that was just my saying to you, because I'm assuming you're a man. Your name's Brian. Your voice sounds like a man.
Yeah.
Men do really well in the business. And so what we do is teach people how to build a pipeline versus hauling a bucket. And we actually do both in the beginning. We're hauling buckets and building a pipeline. So do we work to make someone else rich? I did that for 12 years. I worked for a martial arts school, and I loved my job, and I helped enroll people. And no matter what I did, my pay was always the same. I had to fight for raises. I had to fight for promotions. And I just didn't want to do that anymore. So doTERRA was the perfect thing for me. There's unlimited advancement and earnings. So whatever I put into it, that's what I get out of it. And if I outrank my upline, they're super happy. And if my downline outranks me, I'm super happy. So it's the standard MLM type of thing. But we earn residual income. And so whatever we build, it can't be taken away from us unless we're non-compliant and we do things that are ridiculous, like tell people this can cure cancer. And, you know, do we know people that had cancer and that use oils and don't have cancer anymore? Absolutely. We can't make those medical claims. So if we're trading dollars for time, many people spend their lives doing that. They have a lack of fulfillment or a lack of a sense of purpose. But with doTERRA, anyone can choose to create time, energy, and financial freedom through building a lasting residual income. So the story of Buckets and Pipeline, there's a link here which we can put in the chat. It looks like I can click on it too to play the video, but I'll just read these 3 little paragraphs so that you kind of get a feel for what Buckets and Pipeline is. So there's a man who hauled buckets of water for a living. Every day he hauled water from the nearest source to his village miles away. If he wanted to make more money, he would simply work longer hauling the buckets and selling the water. After many years, he grew weary of hauling buckets. So inspiration came. If he used his spare time to build a pipeline, eventually he could be free from hauling buckets. So he labored diligently for a few years building the pipeline. So every day he would haul the buckets to create an income, and then the rest of the time after he met his financial goals, he would build this pipeline. So finally the day came where he turned on the spigot and everything changed. So he successfully created an unlimited supply of water and improved the lifestyle for the villagers and for himself, resulting in an abundant financial pipeline. So not only did he build a pipeline, literally, but also figuratively, the pipeline that we build is that work that we do over and over and over. It turns into lasting income that can't be taken away from us. There's maintenance. It is a real job, so we have to do actual things. There are recipes that we follow. So when people think, why would we do a doTERRA? Why now? doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world. We're the most trusted and the most tested. So again, the recipe's out there, but other companies are not willing to follow that recipe because it's hard. It's hard to throw away an entire batch, an entire season of an oil because it doesn't meet our quality standards. We had to go back to formula or work with another farmer that had better land that wasn't contaminating, you know? So yeah, doctors and hospitals worldwide use our product because they have protocols for them. They're tested. We do the co-impact sourcing, which we talked about already. Again, 120 plus markets that are open around the world. We have a genius compensation plan, which we'll touch a little bit on. Again, that's like another 20-minute class, which we're happy to do anytime someone asks. And then we have videos that people can watch too. We have the highest retention rate of not only customers, but also of our builders, because once we build it, it's there. We are privately owned and debt-free. From the beginning, our founders went into debt to start a debt-free company, and they sacrificed everything to do that right before a recession. So doTERRA opened in the recession of, what year was that? I always get that wrong. When was the last recession? Was that 10, 12 years ago when the housing market crashed and all the craziness happened? I can't see the chat, but I could see you typing in there.
I was just gonna say I gotta go. My son's gonna be calling here in 5 minutes, and I didn't want to interrupt, but you know. Thank you though. I liked the setup, and I want to hear more. So I'll have to get with Beverly and see what I can do next.
Yeah, she has all the right tools, and she is awesome to work with. So yeah, definitely follow up with her, and I'll check in with her to see how things are going if you guys need anything more.
Okay. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Enjoy your call with your daughter.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. And Monica, I can't see on my screen. Can you see? Am I recording? I don't see the recording button. It is?
Yeah, it shows it recording.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to keep going and kind of finish this one out so we have a solid recording that we can put into Teachable. So people want to know how much time is involved, could this work for me, and what's the next step? So that's how we're going to go over this. It's so fun and so simple. We sample. People need to experience this product before they come to a class. Most people are open to trying a natural solution. So we invest in our potential clients and builders by giving them a free sample, 3 to 5 day supply of whatever may be ailing them. So when people work with us, we're asking them questions. We're making sure that we give them a sample that's going to have a response right away. Sleep, digestion, pain. Those are ones that are very, very common. Then we teach them. So invite them every Monday. We have a class just like this, or we can schedule a time to do a class just for them, or again, they can watch a video. That's why we're recording today. Then after they've been taught, they sampled, they invested in that, we enroll them. That's the investment. They're purchasing a kit, or they're purchasing the membership, and then picking some a la carte oils to start out with. And then again, the support, the continuing education, the text messaging and emailing, and there's millions of ways that we can support them. So if this is something that you can do, if you can sample someone, you can teach them. If you're like, oh, I could teach a class way better than you, cool, do it. I am so happy about that. Like, I know we all teach a little differently. So, and then, yeah, just helping them do the rest. And enrolling literally takes maybe 5 minutes at the most, just from logging in and clicking this and adding this. And it's so nice and so awesome. So this is the income potential. So there's a couple of ranks before elite, but every month we have our volume. So we have enrollments, we have people that are on a loyalty rewards points order. So all that volume goes into our ranking. And after elite, we begin to form teams. So hopefully we reach out to people and say, I'm building a business. Would you like to do this with me? And you plug them into the same recipe that you've been going through yourself. And so as you have these other teams, then you rise in the ranks. These are the average amount of months that it takes to achieve these ranks when you're doing the income producing activities that it takes to do that, which again is super simple. I was going to go back. Those activities are right there, same thing. So if you can, the time involved, if you want to help get your oils paid for 3 to 5 hours per week, calling people, asking them if they're open to a sample, getting that sample to them, making sure they're experiencing it, and then come to a class. So you don't even have to teach your own classes, because your upline is here to support you until you build your knowledge and build your abilities to where you have a team that you're like, okay, now we're going to teach all of our own classes and kind of break off on that. And then supplementing your income 5 to 15 hours will certainly, my things don't pop up until there it is. So again, supplementing your income. Some people build to get their items for free, and so they're at elite and they're making $365 a month, and they're really happy because when they go to the grocery store, they just buy groceries. They're not buying shampoo, conditioner, laundry soap. They get all that through doTERRA, and they've got a little bit of extra spending money. And then when they have a couple of teams under them, they're making $1,000 a month. That's a pretty comfortable place for a lot of people to be. But if you're a hard hitter and you're like, I want to change the world, I need more income so that I can donate 50% of my income to this nonprofit, and I can spend my extra time doing this, this, and this, then you can go all the way to the top. No one is going to stop you from doing that. We will just be here to support you. So yeah, 15 to 30 hours. So a lot of people in MLMs, they'll be honest with you, and that's what I love. I hear it all the time. They say, this is not a 40-hour-a-week job. It's really not. So that if you're a 40-hour weeker, that gives you 10 hours a week to do your other job, or to volunteer and to grow your network and expose yourself to more people and sample more people in different ways. So I think let me make sure. Yep. So again, if you are passionate about oils, natural solutions, you know that there are people in your life that can do this, this will work for you. If you love people, doTERRA will work for you. If you don't like talking to people, and maybe you can build online, because then you don't actually have to talk to them. You can just do it there. So yeah, if you love people, yep, it'll work for you. If you can follow a system and get things done, then it will work for you. So the next step, if you have a wholesale account, if you don't have one, then you need to get one. If you do have one, then we want to make sure that we put in your social so that you can start to earn a paycheck. doTERRA keeps track of your taxes and sends you a 1099 at the end of the year, so you can kind of take off the burden of that tax piece. And then there's other information we'll go over with you on that too. And then reach out for help. We'll plug you into our training, into our resources, help you make a list of those that you care about that you can sample with, and have some fun. So the only thing keeping you from what you want is your story about why you can't have it. So if you're ready to change your own life and you're ready to impact others and share your passion, maybe again, you do something else in the world, that oils go with that. So definitely this is for anyone if they want it. So we're here to do that for them. And now we can see everybody's lovely faces again. And I'll probably stop the recording unless, Monica, you wanted to add anything, or Beverly, while we have the recording going. If you guys want to add anything, then we'd love to have it on there. Maybe even actually, Monica, because right away you knew you were going to use the oils, but you didn't know you were going to build. I think Beverly's in the same spot. We wanted to use them for us, and then it turned into, well, this is really fun. This is really kind of easy, right? I mean, you guys can share your business testimonial too, because that's really powerful. Most people kind of start that way, you know?
Yeah. So I did. When I first started using oils, I had no intention. I told Samantha, I am not going to build. I do not want to do this as a business. I just want to use the oils. I want to get healthy. I only care about what they're going to do for me. And then they started working for me. So of course, when things work for you, like she said, we're all natural sharers, especially as women. I wanted to tell everybody. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll host a class for you. So I let her go ahead and come in and teach a class. And then I said, well, you know, we can go ahead and put them under me. I'll be a sharer. So I gradually started just building. And then I shared it for a long time. I got a lot of retail customers out of it. And then I was like, why am I just playing with this? This is an amazing opportunity. I really need this. I wanted to be able to pay for my oils on a regular basis. Because with the family of 5, we're using the LLB system. We're using a lot of the capsules, like the On Guard capsules and the turmeric duo capsules. And so I was like, how I have to be able to pay for this because I love using them. I'm not going to quit using them. And so I said, I'm going to start doing the business. So I definitely don't regret that at all. And it's definitely a learning process, but I'm loving every minute of it. And I hope I'm growing. I'm trying to educate myself more and more.
Oh yeah. Well, and you're one of the lucky ones where your husband finally experienced the oils and was like, whoa, and he has a business mind, and he's like, I think your husband's enrolled almost just as many people that you have, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Actually,
a lot of the people we enroll, I'm not a very outgoing person. It's hard for me to just talk to strangers on the street or get a conversation started with people sometimes. And he's the complete opposite. So the majority of the people who are like, oh, well, you know, my wife uses essential oils. And then, of course, you know, when you get that connection with somebody because they want to know about holistic stuff, you become friends with them. So then I start talking with them. And so the majority of the people we have enrolled or that are retail are from him introducing them to me. So that's been amazing. He really didn't like the oils at first, like you were saying. And then he got to a point where he was like, you know, I can help you do this. I'm doing it anyway. And I was like, yeah, you are. You're the one giving me the people to talk to. So why not? So he actually decided, he even went through the extra paperwork to sign up as a co-wellness advocate with me so we can share the same business ID and doTERRA number. So that's really exciting. And you can hear him in the background. Hopefully not. My kids are driving him nuts. He needs some more oils right now. But
it sounded like the dog barking. That's what I thought it was.
Okay, well, I'll let him know. No. So yeah, we are loving the journey. And I can't wait to see where we go because I have high expectations for myself. So
totally. And we keep the recipe realistic. And I think that's why we have so much fun. We go for organic ranking and we're not pushing to have a certain rank or to make a certain income. some of us are in a unique position where we don't require the income for doTERRA, but there's no point in doing the business if you're not going to make an income, because then it's very disheartening. Like, I just spent 10 hours this week and I made $10. That's ridiculous. $1 an hour. We're not going to let people work for $1 an hour, you know?
For sure, for sure. And I'm sorry to leave. I have to go too because I have taekwondo. So I will see you guys later. It was nice seeing you again.
Talk to you later. And then Beverly, yeah, before I stop the recording, if you want to kind of share too, I'm sure Brian will pop on and he'll only have another 10 minutes to watch. So if you want to share anything.
Oh, just same thing like Monica. I kind of like was like, no, I'm just gonna refer. I just see myself referring because we're natural sharers. Every time something good happens to your life, you're like, you gotta try this. You gotta try this. But I am learning. I feel like this is my learning period. The community is awesome. Making connections with other people. I just love the fact like this product is something I believe in, and you want other people to believe in it too. So, and yeah, yes, we will benefit by building a business. We will benefit by getting that income, but at the same time, like you're getting something really good out of it. It's like as hard it could be for some companies to admit, this is not a scam. Like you can't be scammed into your health. You can't be scammed into wanting a better living. You can't be scammed into like wanting toxic free living and wanting your children to be healthy as well. So that's why I love doTERRA, and I think it's like to be in like a natural share, like why not also get my oils paid for? So my goal, like, yeah, if I can get my oils paid for, that's cool, but also like that supplement income, like just a little bit. I don't know, for me personally, that's just me growing as a person in character, and then
Right.
we'll get to the level of builder. So
Yeah. And doesn't it feel better to say, not to say, oh, I like oils and I want you to try them? It feels a lot better to declare, I'm a wellness advocate. I will help you use these.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, if some people, the thing that I do, like the placebo, some people say, oh, there's a placebo effect. Well, there's a placebo effect for everything. But when you think about one thing that I do need to integrate into our 101 class is the smell of laughing gas helps you relax, helps you allow them to do work on your mouth without thinking about it. The essential oils can have that same effect too, and they work really quickly. A lot of people will be like, that was 30 seconds and my knee already feels better. There's no way. Well, when you take a puff of a cigarette, the nicotine has an immediate effect, does it not? That's why people rush out the door to go puff their cigarette and then come back in. There's lots of other examples for that too that aren't exactly great, drug use. Those are immediate. It's in your bloodstream and you have an immediate reaction. And then because they're basically like gravity, like you believe in them and you share them, and whether they believe in them or not isn't going to change your belief in them, and they still work whether you believe in them or not. So we just get to live in our happy zone, and we don't get mad at people that don't agree, but we are here for them when they come to their last resort and they're like, I've tried everything, and you're like, well, I'm still here as a doTERRA wellness advocate, and they're like, fine, just put it on me, and you do, and they're like, oh, I guess it really does work. So unfortunately, some people have to wait until they're at their last resort, but we'll always be here for them, whether it's with excitement or with grumpy, fine, just do it. So awesome. I think I'm going to stop recording if that's okay. And I got to find the button. Okay, bye.